Thank you for joining Lifestyle Unplugged with Monica.
And Lauren.
Hey, Lauren, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm a little sleepy.
I know I'm good, except my allergies today are nuts. So I'm gonna try to get through this
So if
without.
you hear a blowing sound, that's not me, it's Monica.
Yes, I will try to mute.
Oh,
But oh my
I
goodness,
did show you. My hair is like brown now.
ooh, very pretty. For those of you who can't see us, she has brown, lovely locks.
It's been like a slow transition from like the blonde to darker blonde. And then I went this week and I was like, oh, that's brown. I don't know.
That's pretty. I like it.
I don't know if it's going to stay.
It takes some time to get used to a new
Hmm.
color, and it will lighten naturally.
Oh, I know. No.
To just do your thing. Let it go. Let it
Let it
go, as
go.
Elsa said. Elsa is making quite the appearance in our
She's our VIP.
in our podcast lately. Oh my goodness. I did wanna say to our listeners that we will be on video when we have guests,
Mm.
but and maybe other times too, but Lauren and I are really enjoying the fact that we're not on video right now.
It also makes the editing process a little faster for you guys, so it gets into your hands and
Yes.
ears a little faster.
Yes. So if any sponsors out there want to pay for editing, we will be happy to come back
Oh,
on
yes.
video.
Mhm.
Shameless plug. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, we'll take it.
So, how was your week?
Well, it's Friday.
Thank God.
Yes, I cannot remember this week.
Tell me about it.
Gosh, I don't know, but I do know that yesterday I was incredibly productive. You know those days when you're just like, "This is it. I am in this zone.
Mm,
Nothing else exists. I'm doing these things."
locked in.
I had that yesterday from 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m., and then I looked up and I was like, "Oh, people are leaving. It's time to go."
That's a great feeling though, because that's when you
Yeah,
know you've been uber productive.
so productive, and yeah, I had, like, missed text messages from my husband, Teams message.
You
I
were
was doing
locked
the
in.
thing. I was. It was good.
Husband, not even getting through.
No, well, I'll see him when he gets home. Anyway, but we can dive into what I was working on later. But what I wanna talk about is in the corporate world, I feel like I did 6 months worth of work in one day
Wow.
because I know. Well, because so I was working on club stuff
Mhm.
and the guidelines and the applications and then the event planning committee guidelines and charter and all of those things. And
Mhm.
normally it's like you make it, and then it has to go to marketing, and then it has to go here, and then it has to
Mhm.
go there, and it just takes forever. And I just locked in, I did it, and I walked to the desk of the people that I needed to sign off on it, and they were like, "Looks good. Looks good." And that was it. And I was like, "Oh, look at that." So I've got
That is so
my
nice.
I'm ready to formalize all my clubs and eager residents. That's what really locked me in is I have and I know every single listener out there is gonna be able to relate to this. The residents who missed their calling as a lifestyle director, they have so many good ideas, and you don't wanna, you don't wanna break their spirit, and you're just like, "Okay, how can I channel this energy?" Because what you're planning, first of all, we're gonna need more of a budget. Second of all, like, we don't need to plan all of this today. So just
Mhm.
trying to really walk that fine line of these are great ideas, but I'm going to rein you in just a little bit.
And I think that's really important to chat about because, like you said, we've all had that excited resident, or
Mhm.
maybe not the excited resident, the resident just that thinks that we should do something and they walk
Mhm.
away like, you guys should really do this and then more people would come, da da da, whatever it may be, right?
Love those people.
And I think what's really important is for us to kind of step back and go, they don't understand our processes. And so,
Right.
how can we educate our residents on the process?
Mhm.
And so one idea is if you have a social committee, that will really help you and it
Mhm.
will really help get the word out about processes and how you create your your event calendar, and your budget. But let's say you don't have a social committee, you could always, and I know that this, you're like, Monica, this is bonkers that you're saying this, but think about when you're going into planning season, maybe over the summer, give yourself enough time and put out an all call. If you have any ideas for events, programs, what we are, working on our budget for, next year, and we'd love to
Mhm.
hear any ideas or suggestions that you may have that we can, put into place, if we have, the opportunity to do it,
Mhm.
whatever. Wordsmith it. You know what I'm saying? Because then it kind of lets them know, like, hey, we're doing our budget now
Mhm.
for next year. This is not something that we just decided to do a month out for each event.
Right.
We plan.
Right. I'm not trying to play a little tiny violin here, so I don't want it to come out this way. Well, I'm just so busy with so many different things that I'm realizing that I'm working on things for this community, but I haven't communicated it to
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
So they think I'm not doing anything. And meanwhile, I've got events on the calendar in my little brain calendar through the end of the year. So I'm just gonna, full transparency, guys, I called Monica earlier this week and I was like, Monica, help. Because I'm gonna go back and find these emails really quick. The lists
No, you
of
you were a little, like, overwhelmed.
I was because the lists are so long and like, I don't wanna break their hearts. But I had one resident sent me 2 events per month for the entire year.
That they wanted you to do.
Right, like an Easter egg hunt, a kickball tournament, a food truck rally with bands and socials and speed dating, pool parties, cornhole tournaments, all these great ideas.
Definitely. Yep.
And then the next one, totally different resident, bunko nights, pickleball, walking groups, dog walking groups, Zumba, block parties, crafts, wine and cider tasting, dance lesson, plant swaps. And I was just like, these are all great ideas. What do I do? Like, and it's like, and I know what to do, but I was just in that moment
In
so
that moment.
completely overwhelmed that I just had to go to somebody who gets it and say, help me think for just 1 second and create a plan of action. And little plug here for Lifestyle Director Connect. That's what's so great about having Monica or anybody else that I've connected with that I can call and say, okay, I just need you to think through this with me because you have a clear mind and I don't.
Well, and that's what it comes down to, right? It's not that you don't know what to do. I mean,
Right.
let's put it this way. Will always be situations that we haven't gone through.
Hmm.
And that's good. And we hope to always have those situations, or we will get very bored in what we do. We
Right.
really want to have challenges and different things that make us think of something a little differently. And
Hmm.
so think that because you may not have the answer right there is because you don't know. You most likely know how to handle it,
Hmm.
but you're so in the moment of trying to figure out what the solution is
Hmm.
that sometimes it just doesn't hit you because you have to kind of
Right.
pull away from it.
Yeah. And for me, at least, there was this sense of urgency because it was clear to me that these residents had really put some time and thought into what they thought would be great for the community. And I
Mhm.
didn't want to not respond because I was thinking about it and
Mhm.
processing. So, and that's where my uber productive day came in because I was like, I've got to provide these people with something that shows them that we are organized and that I'm not just flying by the seat of my pants over here.
Well, yeah, I think as a Lysol director or manager, I remember when I would get these requests in, it was of I need to let you know that I'm on it and I'm not just sitting around,
Mhm.
because you don't see an event this weekend. I'm planning for
Right.
the huge extravaganza that we're having in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Mhm.
But I think also it is that there was times I'm like, if I don't respond to them, then 30 other people are gonna write me the same freaking email, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
be so overwhelmed. It's like almost like the water starting to pour out of the can, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, how do I
Yeah,
plug it?"
stop it, stop. Yes, yes. But in this specific instance, the fact that I had 3 emails in one night, like, I came back to it the next day that I was just like, "Oh, no,
Oh, yeah.
something's happening."
Yeah,
Maybe there's, like, riots, I don't know, something's happening. I have to answer these right now.
they
So,
all met over wine the night before, like, "Let's all write her. I'll talk to her
yes.
about this, you talk to her about that."
Not to mention, I don't know if I've confessed this or not. I have an incognito Facebook page, and I'm in their Facebook group, and I saw some things about myself, and that's also
Yes.
playing in the back of my mind. "Don't do
Okay.
it, guys. We've told you guys not to do it."
I
But
was just gonna say, Lauren!
I had to do it because there was, like, a legal situation. But then I never left, and I shoulda left. So,
Yep,
anyway,
you stay too long. You
don't
overstayed
be like me.
your welcome. That is a thing, like, and we tell people that all the time. I actually have
Mhm,
a lifestyle director. They would do just, like, a couple events
mhm,
because they were only part-time lifestyle, and then they had a resident club that did all
mhm,
the other events,
mm,
you know, and they were self-funded and all this kinda stuff, right?
hmm,
Well, it's not working out because, as we know, volunteers just fall away,
mhm,
and then you have one person holding up
mhm,
everything, and then they get exhausted, and then things just don't happen as the way they're supposed to, and so we've worked with this club, and we're like, "We now have a full-time lifestyle person, and we'd like to bring all the events back over. We
mhm,
have, the bandwidth now." And the club leader was like, "Thank you. I
mm,
I can't do this anymore. I don't have the enough resources. I don't have the personal time, yada, yada,
right,
yada," right? But the reason I bring this up is, they have a Facebook page that would share all their events.
mhm,
And as I'm talking with my lifestyle, director, and I said she goes, "Oh, I think I wanna take over the Facebook page." I was like, "Whoa." And the lifestyle
mm-mm,
director also lives there. She has a little
no,
d different
yeah,
perception, and I'm like, "I understand what you wanna do, and I'm not saying no." But what I am saying is, before we go into that, we really have to understand what that means, and how do you want to create rules of engagement,
mhm,
because it's not just a reflection on lifestyle, it is reflection on your community association, and if you're still under developer control, your developer. And so if you allow a Facebook page to get out of hand that you're managing, it can be your worst nightmare,
mhm,
because it's different than someone coming up to you and telling you that maybe they're not happy about something. The mob mentality rules on social media.
mhm. I
And
wish
so
social media would just go away.
yeah. Yeah, there's, the pros and cons, but
Mhm,
unfortunately, when you have to be a professional in a certain situation,
mhm,
you don't get to play with the same tools that they play with.
right,
And so you have to be very strategic
mhm,
in how you set things up. And that goes with your clubs, right? That goes with
mhm,
your social committees. You have to think about, how could this go wrong way before it ever goes wrong, so that you can make sure that proper steps and protocols are in place. So if and when that happens, someone doesn't feel like you're singling them out. You're like, "Nope, you agreed to this. This is our rules
right,
of engagement, and you agreed that we are going to follow this." And you have now violated it so many times that you can't be a part of this club anymore, you
right,
know? So I just think it's really important to put in the guardrails
mhm.
before you start driving.
And to that point, like, one of my conversations yesterday as I was creating all these guidelines and acknowledgments and application things, somebody asked me, "Doesn't this seem like an awful lot for where we are in this community?" And I was like, "Kind yes and no." Well, there's a few of them that it applies to, but if we don't do it now, what's gonna happen when all 1,500 homes are filled?
And to
Like,
be
when is that
honest,
point?
you
You should
have
do it from the beginning.
you yes, to everyone, do it at the beginning. Do it when you don't need it.
Right.
Meaning that
You can fine tune it before it's out of control.
not only can you fine tune it, but it's like, because I shared this story once before. When you have a community that's growing
Mhm.
and things just start to happen and things like clubs start wanting to form or people want to start doing this. And if you don't have something in place and then you're like, "Ooh, I better do this," then people start to think that it's because they had this idea,
Mhm.
right? And you don't want people to think that. It's no, it's we're growing. We see that there's a need because there's going to be other people who want to do clubs and we want to make sure that we're fair for giving them time for the clubhouse or whatever it may be. And so
Mhm.
putting the policies and procedures in place at the beginning are so important. Yes, can they be tweaked? Definitely. And, they should be a living document.
Mhm.
But we also really want to make sure that we set the ground rules from the very beginning so it doesn't look like we're targeting anyone.
Right. And it also gives you a consistent response, right? I mean, if you don't, because you can use those guidelines as your script, so to
Hmm.
speak. And if you don't remember what you said last year to somebody who asked the same question, they might talk to each other, So, and then what if your sales team gets the question in the model homes? Being able to communicate some of this information so that this answer is the same no matter where they go. And I think that helps them build the trust in the fact that, like, they do know what they're doing. They are able to manage this. We don't have to fire the lifestyle girl.
And but let's also say that when you create the policies and procedures, it makes your job easier
Mhm.
because you're
Oh,
not
yeah.
have because now you can just send the document over to them. Or you
Mhm.
can say, "Go online, it's here," or
Right.
it's done. It's not like, "Oh, I stumped them. They hadn't thought about this, and if it
Mhm.
wasn't for me, we'd never have this." You
Mhm.
know, we're professionals,
Mhm.
like, let's make sure that we are setting the proper groundwork for when our residents come to us, that
Mhm.
we can provide that information, and to your point, like, I think what you said is really it happens quite a bit is where, new developments or even management companies that may be managing really small communities
Mhm.
think that certain things aren't necessary. There is something where you don't create a rule for something that hasn't happened or never,
Right.
most like, oh, it only happened once or something like that. There are those kind of parameters,
Mhm.
like meaning that if someone brought an extra guest to the clubhouse and it says no more than 2 guests and they brought 3 guests, you don't go in and change the rules and say no more than 3 guests, right? Like,
Right.
if it becomes an issue, then you have to address it. But this is different because what we're doing is we're setting up kind of what is it? The pathway or the
The groundwork, the foundation.
foundation. Thank you. We're setting the foundation that will equip our residents to start a
Mhm.
club, right?
Mhm.
It's much easier if they're like, I want to start a club and they go in and they, go on the website, how to start a club, and there's a form there.
I'm really excited with my little brainchild idea. I'm having marketing create a graphic for me that would be ideal, like in the lifestyle office, on the website, anywhere that it's just like, okay, I'm here and I want to start a club. And then it directs you down that pathway. Well, I just want to plan a one time event for the community's anniversary or something, just
Mhm.
having all these different pathways for like how I have I wanna get involved in which way which path do I take? And then always the extra path of, I don't know where I wanna go. Okay, get coffee with your lifestyle director.
I love that.
So, I'm excited for that just so that I can help educate the people that are there. I think it's something that can live in the model homes, just, so that these people know that closing day doesn't mean you suddenly aren't getting supported anymore.
And I think that's the other thing is the education piece that we always talk about is so
Mhm.
important. And so I love the graphic that you're working on
Mhm.
because I think it just shows people that you're not the only one that has come up to this little
Mm-mm.
pathway where you're not
Right.
quite sure where to
These
go.
crossroads, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that is really important to understand is that you have a lot of residents who wanna get involved, and you may have a social committee that can't take on any more people.
Mhm.
And a couple of things about your social committee. It should be at odd numbers when you're taking a vote on something,
Mhm.
one thing wins over the other. But two, you don't want a social committee of 40 people. You don't want
Mm-mm.
of 20. I always say you no more than 9, no more than 9. Like I would
Mhm.
typically it kind of depends on the size of your community too, because you kind of want to give voices to, the different
Mhm.
areas. But at the same time, when you have too many voices, it
Mhm.
sometimes is really hard to get people to
To speak up.
focus and to speak up.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm so guilty of this. If I get in a meeting with more than 4 people, I don't talk. I might have all the best ideas in the world, but I'm so into, and you've probably seen this with me, like, with some of our speakers,
Yeah.
that I wanna give everybody their chance, and then it turns into me never talking, and so, I that makes me hyper aware of who in here has something to say that's not getting their moment to speak.
I mean, you want everyone to have a seat at the table, but if they're just sitting at the
Mhm.
table and they're not sharing, well, why are they sitting at the table?
Mhm. Right.
And I will say, Lauren, you have come like a long way because obviously I'm a talker. There's no
No, I
denying that.
interrupt you all the time.
No, you don't. But you never I would be like, I don't like it when it's really quiet. And so I'll like jump in and you are so polite and you're like, I'll wait until there's a moment of quiet.
And then it
And
never
then
comes.
and then it never I'll be quiet for like a second I'm like, she doesn't have anything to say. Let me jump in. And I remember talking to you about that. I remember talking to you about that and I was like, Lauren, you've got to jump. You just got to do it. You got to jump in and I will back off. And you're like, okay. But it's different personalities have
Mhm.
different tendencies to want to speak up and not. I think mine is I remember being at a table with one of the developers I was working with, and I didn't, they were all speaking, and I had some good ideas, and I never said anything. And I remember one of the leads for the developer kind of took me aside, and he was like, listen, if you're going to be at the table, we expect you to speak up. If I don't like your idea, then we won't adopt your idea. But if I don't know unless I hear your idea.
Right.
And that has stuck with me and been a really great life lesson is if I'm gonna be at the table, I need to speak up.
Mm.
So, that's for all of our lifestyle people, that if you're at the
Mhm.
table, speak up. If they don't
Mhm.
like it, they don't like it. But you may just have that brilliant idea that no one else is sharing because they're not you.
Right. Yeah, there's the quiet moment that's gonna make her uncomfortable.
No, because I was drinking, so I couldn't talk. Silly.
Oh, man. But I think to kinda go back to where I was really going with, and I think we talked about it last week, is just how important it is to have friends in the same industry to build those connections because, again, really each lifestyle community usually just has one lifestyle director. I
I
know there are some that have entire teams and things like that, but I would say the bulk is probably just one. So who are you calling and bouncing these ideas off? Because if you call the warranty department or the sales team, they're gonna be like, I don't know,
yeah,
just plan the events,
that's your
So
area.
right, having somebody that you can go to, and I think using the Lifestyle Director Connect is a great way to do that, using us to do that. Or, if you're at the builder show next week? No, 2 weeks. Next week.
9
Whenever it is.
days, 9
9
days.
days. Come find us. We'll be
Yeah.
your friend. I want to be your friend, so that's not creepy, but I
I want to
do.
be your friend, come see me.
But yeah, I just think I am such a big networker. I think I did that strengths finder test a long time ago, and it was no surprise to me that relationships was just my jam.
Well, it should be. I
I was
mean
gonna say, honestly, isn't that all of our jam? We're in
mhm.
lifestyle.
I mean,
And if it's not,
if it's not you, put it on as something you need to work on
mhm,
because that is what really, I think, sets lifestyle directors apart. Those who are willing to take time to get to know their residents and
mhm,
understand what they want. And when they hear all the things that they want, how do you address those concerns or
mhm,
those wants? Like you did. You were like, okay, I'm seeing a trend here. we don't have this. It's time to get this done. And you
We gotta do it.
powered through. I mean, when you sent me a picture of all those documents, I was blown away.
I was very productive yesterday.
My goodness.
I slept very good last night.
I bet you did. But that's the thing, is to be able to if you I don't know. For me, when I started as a lifestyle director years ago, if I didn't have someone I could have called, there's no way I would have been successful.
Mm,
And then the reason I say that is because I think we're all our own worst critics.
mhm.
Um, lifestyle in the community is so different than, and I've talked about this before, but than being an event planner for a
Yes.
company because you know exactly what they want.
Mhm,
The company will tell you, we need to
mhm.
have this, training a session. We need to have this awards banquet. We need to have this member appreciation night. They tell you exactly what they want and then you
And you
plan
have
it.
one client.
Yes. One client
In your neighborhoods, you have however many homes you have, at least that many
times
clients.
3, times
Yeah.
2, times 3. And that's the thing. And it's if I didn't have someone to call and go, what I'm used to is doing something very grand because I came from that background. And they can go, "No, no, 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 that's not what the developer wants." The
Mhm,
developer is looking for this, or no, 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 no. Like, I think of the egg hunt all the time. Like, I remember coming in and someone telling me I had to do that you just throw all the eggs out in the middle and kids run to them. And I was like, "What? That's
mm.
ridiculous. Who would want to do that?" And I came to find out all the kids love to go do that. But how I was trained was that you had to hide the eggs, you had to make it extra
Mhm,
special, you had to make it like an egg hunt you would have at home. And
mhm.
what I found out very quickly was it doesn't apply the same way.
Right. No. No, and I think back to when I started in this position, or with this company. There was nobody because I was it. I was like they were like, "We want lifestyle," and go. Marketing kind of becomes your friend in those
Oh,
situations
definitely.
because they definitely get it more than most. But I go back to Monica, when did we do that podcast with Alice on?
That
Has
was
it
our
been a
first
year
one.
yet? Yeah.
It feels like a year. Back in
No, no,
August.
when we met.
I was like, "Feels like a year."
No.
I think it was almost a year ago.
Yeah, I think it was about a year ago. And I think I remember getting on that call with you and all the other professionals in the industry and going, "Oh my gosh, they speak my language." That was the first time I had really talked to other people in this industry. I mean, look at where it got us now. It's just I feel like I'm so much more successful because of it, because there are actually people who get it.
Yep.
'Cause
Well,
your husband or wife or kid or brother or sister, they don't get it. My
yeah.
dad was here at Christmas, and he's like, "I will never understand what it is that you do." I was like, "No, you won't."
No. Unfortunately, you don't get the privilege to see how much fun my residents have because
Right.
I'm around. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, I don't even wanna say I think, I know that when you are connected with people in your industry,
Mhm.
you have no way to not be successful if you wanna be
Right.
truly successful.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because it's not like you're on an island by yourself and it was and told, "Make this happen." And
Right.
you don't know what the norms, the lay of the land, you don't know any of that because you can ask people. You can say,
Mhm.
"Hey, I'm in a new development. I only have like 10 residents currently, and we're gonna be, 1,500 homes," whatever it may be.
Mhm.
And I will guarantee you someone has been in that situation in our
Mhm.
group. Obviously, we both have. But it's so much easier when you can find out like who's done what and you can say, "Hey, is this crazy for me to think of doing it this way?" Like,
Mhm.
and then sometimes they'll be like, "Yeah, like you don't need to do all of that. You need to
Right.
look at it. What you're thinking is important may not be what's important to your
Mhm.
residents." And so sometimes it takes someone to talk to you to say, okay, this is how you need to kind of shift your focus. Get away from feeling like you had to hide the eggs. What these
Mhm.
residents want, they want to come and have a good time.
Mhm.
Egg grab or egg drop is just part of the fun. You know, there's the bounce houses, there's the, games and all the other kind of stuff that the
Right.
residents really just love coming together and doing and having a place to go. You know, parents aren't going to be mad if their kids are having to stick their hands in bushes where there might be a snake.
Thank God I'm in Idaho. Well, cold Idaho right now. This summer it'll be different. Speaking of things that are good ideas or bad ideas, I have this idea for my Easter egg hunt,
Mhm.
and it's the traditional egg dance. Do you know what I'm talking about? No? Okay. So I think I'm gonna do it unless you tell me for some reason this is a horrible idea. You blindfold the kids and you put eggs on the ground,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you play music, and then they have to dance, and whoever doesn't step on the egg last wins. But you're blindfolded
Yeah.
dancing, and so if you step on an egg, you're out.
Oh, that's different.
It's messy. It's
Well, I
yeah.
would do probably plastic eggs.
Oh, I'm doing real eggs.
Really?
That was my plan.
So I did something like that, but it wasn't blindfold. Instead of actual real eggs, we did the packing bubble wrap.
Oh.
And so they would dance on top of the bubble wrap. And if
Yeah, yeah,
anything
yeah.
popped under them, then they were out. I haven't done it with real eggs. Um,
Oh,
I
I
just
can't say
think,
this word, but it's a traditional German dance.
yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on your resident. You're gonna know your residents better than me. I just the
I just
things that
figure there's probably some messy thing that I'm not I mean, it's gonna be messy, but,
I just think of
it's in the grass.
are they wearing shoes? Are they gonna
Well,
ruin
they
their
better.
shoes? Well, no, but here's the thing, like, eggs can be very harmful to things. And so, I just wonder, and I haven't looked into this is just us talking because this is the first I've heard of this. Does it do anything? Will it ruin their clothing?
Mm.
That's what I think of is, like, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you Google and it's not a big deal and you can have a shoe rinse off.
It
But
can mess up your car, though,
oh, I know, and
the
that's why
paint on
that's where I'm
that's
coming
yes.
from. So I
I
had
was gonna say.
someone egg my cart in high school, and it
Mm.
ate through the paint.
Through the paint, yeah, at college for me, someone egged
Yeah,
my car.
fun times. So that's kinda where I go back to. I'm like, I don't know. But then I also think of, like, E. coli potential, like, being on your shoes.
You know what I'm surprised
I don't
is
know.
because I talked about this with Anne Marie, and you guys know her now, and she's
Mhm,
very risk management
mhm.
focused. She didn't have any concerns, but maybe she's lost her touch.
I doubt she's lost her touch. I just think she's thinking of the big risk versus a little risk. Like,
Mhm.
climbing up a building, big risk.
Yeah,
Stomping
we're
on an egg.
we're not gonna do the egg drops. We're not gonna be on the roofs dropping the eggs.
Yeah.
For the spoon and egg race, I got wooden eggs, so that's not messy. Okay, well, maybe I'll do plastic eggs, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you can do real eggs for, like, those little things. I guess I'm just imagining a whole bunch of eggs
Mhm.
and kids stomping and just that's the visual. Now, granted, I'm sure the kids would love it. Don't get me wrong.
My plan is not to buy, like, a ton of eggs. I don't I have to think it through a little more, obviously. See, this is why I have Monica.
Or what you could do if you wanna do it, you could get little, like, baggies for them to cover their feet.
Oh, we've got shoe covers galore, that's a great idea for the model homes.
There you go. That
Done.
way they can stomp and have fun and laugh and giggle and then not ruin their shoes.
Mhm.
And then
Amphitheater staff might be mad at me with the
the
grass.
oh,
It'll rain.
I'm sure it's good for the grass. I'm sure it just
It's like a
nourishes it.
fertilizer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably, yeah. I don't
This
but
summer, we just have, like, bright green patches of grass where the eggs were.
next year, eggs everywhere. Well, that's so funny.
Oh, man. Um, let's refocus here.
Well, no, I think but right there, I think was we didn't plan for that, but
Mm-mm.
I think that was a really good way to show and just reaffirm what we believe in
Mhm.
connections. It's not about being competitive to now here's the thing, a lot of developers don't like lifestyle people talking, like, competing developers don't like people talking
Mhm.
to each other.
Mhm.
Um, I would try to sell it as I would try to talk to your developer about why it's actually good, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's really nice when you can talk it out with someone. And maybe it's not that you have to talk to a different developer. Maybe you have a developer that has, multiple communities. Well, talk
Mhm.
to someone else in their network.
Mhm.
Maybe they're across the country, but it's still nice to be able to bounce things off of.
Right.
Or go into our Lifestyle Director Connect and post anonymously
There you go.
and just ask openly.
Yeah, we got
Be
you.
because it honestly just helps everyone and no one will know who you are. So
Mhm.
go do your thing.
Yeah. And I understand and respect the developers' concerns, but the truth is, like, their brains aren't thinking the way ours do. We're typically the one person, if you work for the developer in the organization, whose brain is probably wired a little differently than the rest because you've got your
Yes.
superintendents and warranty and designers, all those. So it makes sense from their point of view. So you just kind of have to do some marketing to your own people as to why this is okay. I mean, I had to market this podcast to my
Yeah.
business, to my company, and explain why knowing all of you is so good for them. And it
Mhm.
is. It really is. And
Mhm.
so if there are any developers or anybody listening, we're good for you.
We are safe. Your people can trust us. But, yeah, and I get it too. I understand that, Lysol is, a differentiator for a lot of different communities.
Mhm.
I also believe that lifestyle team members, if they don't have a management team that supports them, that deep with lifestyle experts,
Mhm.
if they don't have someone that kinda leads the lifestyle directors like you do, Lauren, for your
Mhm.
team, if they don't have a resource that has kinda been through it, done that, seen that, then it really makes it very hard for them to feel like they have a network or feel like they're supported within their job because what they do is very different than what the manager does, and it's very different, like you said, in warranty or very different from just typical operations. And so, and let's face it, community managers, they have resources. They can connect with
Mhm.
anyone and everyone. They
Mhm.
have, opportunities to go and connect with each other at national conferences and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And that's what you and I wanted to create through this podcast is we really wanted
Right.
to create that opportunity for our lifestyle directors to feel like and know that they have a resource through us
Mhm.
and through the network on LinkedIn.
And you guys, a tribe. We're your tribe. We're here. We're your biggest cheerleaders. And if your developer is on the other side and is like super, like, yeah, build your network. I'm going to do a little plug for Monica here. You could also hire someone like Monica to come in. But that's true because she can come in and be that support for your lifestyle team if they don't have it internally, right? Like someone who
Thank
has
you.
been with it, someone who can help you set it up. So there are resources out there and take advantage of them. 'Em. Don't
Mm,
recreate the wheel.
no need, but thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
I just think that if we can be, as lifestyle team members on site, if we have an area where we don't feel comfortable, we need to be able to talk to our manager about it. We need to be able to talk to maybe it's our management company that we work with,
Mhm.
but we need to be able to say, this is what I need. I
Mhm.
could do A, B, C, D, and E, but it would be really nice if I could have some time to go and learn this, or it'd be some nice
Mhm.
if I could have someone come in and show me how to do this. It'd be nice if I could go shadow another lifestyle director at another
Mm.
community.
Mhm.
And so Speak up to your management company. Be willing to ask questions. They may not know the answer, but you all know where to get the answer.
Right. Yep.
So,
Well, I think we did pretty good on a topic, by the way. We had a guest scheduled for this week that fell through, and so we were kind of winging it. But
yeah,
I feel, what a productive week this has been.
you're just oozing productiveness.
I know. It was the full moon on Monday.
Is that what got you? That was a
Yeah,
beautiful moon.
it was. Did you know that the first full moon of the year is called the wolf moon?
I did not.
I learned that last January. And now every time there's a full moon, my 4-year-old and I howl at the moon like wolves.
Oh, that's so cute. I
Because
love
every
that.
moon for her is the wolf moon now. But anyway, fun
So
fact for you guys.
was that the first full moon of the year?
I thought it was, but somebody was like, "It's February," so I guess not.
Hey,
I
good
missed
thing
the
you
first one.
if you
It's
howl
my
at all of
wolf
them,
moon.
if you howl at all of them, you won't miss it. You won't miss the first one. Andy has a good philosophy. She's like, "I'll just do it to all of them."
It's like, we'll just yeah. Andy. Yeah, she's a good one. All right, well, I guess unless you have anything else, I'm
No,
gonna go get back to being productive.
I love it.
Well, guys, thanks for hanging with us today. And remember, because in this industry, your network isn't just your net worth, it's your superpower. So join us on LinkedIn at Lifestyle Director Connect. Go to our website, reach out to us, let us be your network or help you grow your network. We're here for you.
Great week.
See you next time.